Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. Today, I want to talk about followers because something I realized throughout the course of my life is most people are followers. And I seen it more evident as I became a YouTube content creator, or should I say, as I'm becoming a YouTube content creator. Most people are followers. And the way I can describe it is sometimes I see a pattern with some of my videos, right? Now, I've been making YouTube videos for almost 10 years. Yep, 10 years I've been making YouTube content. And I noticed something, right? If nobody watched your video, nobody else is going to watch your video. It's like people wait to see how many views something has before they're going to watch it. Like, if you don't have enough followers or subscribers, no one wants to watch your content. It's not until you get a following that other people want to follow you. Now, when I started making content, it was mainly gaming content. I was playing Pokemon, Smash Bros, some Let's Plays, stuff like that. And my videos didn't really get viewed like that because I didn't understand how the algorithm works, and I didn't really understand how people work, right? That's why you got a lot of streamers and stuff that they use botted accounts because they realize that if you don't have views, nobody wants to watch you. So there already has to be somebody who watched you before other people want to watch you. But taking it further outside of YouTube, you know what I mean? People want to see a crowd of people first before they want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't really blaze their own trail. Most people want to travel the path that's already the beaten path that most people have already traveled because it's familiar, it's safe. You have an idea of what's to come or what you may expect down the road, right? That's something that I see in human nature. And a lot of times it may be because we're social creatures, but I don't really understand the modus operandi of human beings and being a follower. It's the reason why I want to say is because of the way I was raised. Like my mother always told me, be a leader, not a follower. So I always tried to do my own thing and be my own person. But that's not true or evident in most people in life. And even going back to YouTube, like you see a lot of people making some of the same content. There was a wave some years ago where everybody was just doing reaction content. Now, I had recently got on board with reaction content. Actually, it was this year I started making reaction content. 2025 was the first time I made any reaction content in my 10 years of making YouTube videos. You know what I mean? I just now got on board with that. And some of my reaction videos, they did really well. I got a reaction video that did over 2,000 views. It was the Carnival Cruise Line situation got even worse, right? When I started making reaction content, I started getting more subscribers and more followers. So when I became somewhat of a follower, I started getting more followers. I don't really understand why that is or why it works like that, but it's a fact of life. Most people are followers. And this is not to discredit or to devalue anybody who's watching my videos or wants to follow my content. No, not at all. It's just a truth of life. You know, when I was younger, rest in peace to my younger brother, he always followed like every single thing that I did. I guess because I led by example, and he was like, I want to be like my bigger brother. Up until, he became an adult himself, then he started to, go his own way and do his own thing. But my earliest memories are my younger brother following behind me doing what I did. You know what I mean? Anything that he could do. Like, he couldn't do backflips and shit, but I could. That was something that, people couldn't really follow because backflipping is, I guess it's scary if you've never done it before. The first time I did a backflip, I was in second grade. Yes, I remember it vividly. The first time I ever did a backflip in my life, I was in second grade. And I did it because I just wanted to see if I could do it. So I guess you could say I was fearless in a sense, where I didn't care if it happened or not. I was just going to try it. Now, at first, I was a little twisty with it. Like, I went this way instead of straight up and back. You know what I'm saying? And even my childhood friends, like, they followed behind me because I blazed my own trail and did my own thing. But it's a little bit different in the adult world, right? I wish I had the wherewithal and the know-how to create a business from scratch. I don't really know how to do that. I never really had the know-how or the intelligence, or you could say I didn't do my homework to figure out how to do that particular thing. But that's really besides the point. Most people, they don't want to go on a path if they don't know where it leads. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't want to do that because all the risk is upon you. That's what I see. All the risk is upon you when you are the leader. All the blame falls on you when you are the leader. Like, for example, you work a job, you're not the manager or the boss or whatever, but anything that you do or fail to do, it reflects on the boss or the manager, right? And because of this is why there's a hierarchy. The person who owns the business or the company or what have you, they can't be around to micromanage and watch everything that goes on. So they put people in place to be leaders, to report to them and to tell them what's going on and what's happening, because they can't be there every moment of the day. They gotta be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor and the fruits of their company. So they put people in place to report to them and let them know what's going on without them having to be present or to be there so they can worry about other things. You know? You even go back to the biblical days. Jesus had 12 disciples, 12 followers. And after he had them followers, they began to spread the gospel across the land, and then more people began to follow Christ or to become more Christ-like, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. sometimes you need to be led onto the right path because you don't know which way you're going. A lot of us are lost in this great, big, wonderful, crazy, wild world. None of us really know what to do, what to say, where to go, how to create success or wealth or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? Sometimes we want to get an idea of how to do it, and the best way to do it is to follow behind somebody who's already went down that road. You know what I mean? That's why you get adults saying you need to listen to your elders because they've already traveled the path that you're going down. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, everybody's a follower to a degree because you don't come in this world knowing anything. When you're born, you know nothing. You have to follow your parents. Then when you go to get into school, you have to follow your peers and your teachers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because all of this is really a learning experience, and all of the things that we learn, even the words that we speak, they come from or are created by other people that came before us. So that's why I say most people are followers, because even the language that I'm using right now, I didn't create. I'm a follower of the English language because I didn't decide to create my own language. But that's how things are. Human beings learn from one another and from the world at large. Because it's difficult to gain understanding when you don't have a reference point. You don't have a point of enlightenment. You don't have anyone in your ear telling you what to do or how to do it. You kind of just gotta figure it out. And if you're not willing to figure it out, you have to figure out who you can follow or who you can learn from to gain perspective and understanding. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people will go to church. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to gain insight and perspective and how to make this life better, how to get through life, how to have hope for another day. You know what I'm saying? Because life gets difficult, life gets hard, life gets challenging. And some of us have no idea what we're doing. That's the reality. A lot of us don't even know what we're doing. We're just trying to survive. We're just trying to survive. And sometimes the best way to survive is to follow behind somebody who is surviving. Yes. It's a way of life. You know what I mean? It's a way of life. Some of us just follow people all the way into the grave because we don't know what to do. We don't know which way to go. We don't know what's the right choice or the wrong choice. So we're just following behind somebody who looks like they know what they're doing. And that's another thing. People who are confident, you know, they seem like they know what they're doing. And confidence is attractive. That's how following happens. Yes, that's how following happens. When you're attracted to somebody, you want to follow them. You want to follow what they do. You want to see what they're interested in, or you want to see if you can be a part of their life or their group or their clique or what have you. It's just how it goes. I guess it's just human nature. You know what I mean? To some extent. It's just human nature because we're all just trying to figure it out. None of us really know. Like I said before, none of us really know which way to go, what to do, how to do it. So we follow. That's why we have YouTube videos that are DIY projects, do-it-yourself projects. So you get a schematic, you get a blueprint, You get a modus operandi of how to do something and how to create something or build something because you didn't have the tutelage or the instruction to do it, so you can find it on YouTube. That's why YouTube is so big, because there's so much that you can learn on YouTube. Like, you can learn how to change a tire, you can learn how to build a house, you can learn how to, I guess, start a business. I never looked into that, but you know what I mean? YouTube is a great place to learn because there's a lot of people that produce content that can teach you a multitude of things. You know what I mean? So if you are a follower, don't feel bad about it, because everybody's a follower to a certain extent. Don't feel bad about it. Following is how you find success if you don't know which way to go. But, you know, this life will teach you many things. This life can teach you many things. But sometimes you have to follow behind somebody else before you can lead. There's this movie called Drumline, and in this movie, Nick Cannon plays a drummer, and he's really, really talented. And there's a part in the movie where the band director, right, because he was joining a college band, the band director said something to Nick Cannon's character, Devin Miles. He said, "You have to learn how to follow before you can lead, Mr. Miles." And that's true. You have to learn the culture. You have to learn the behaviors. You have to learn the code of conduct, modus operandi, before you can be an actual leader. Like, when you're on a job and you have a manager, most times the manager didn't start out as a manager. They had to work their way up to become a leader in the company. You have to follow before you can lead. That's just how it works. You have to gain the accreditation. You have to gain the notoriety. You have to gain the influence before people are willing to follow you. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. And I don't have a million things to talk about when it comes to this subject. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Most people are followers. Most people are followers. Everybody's not willing to blaze their own trail and create their own reality, because it's too difficult, it's too hard. And I'm ready to just say there's nothing wrong with it, because even I am guilty to a degree of following. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel bad about it. It's the best way to figure out life. You know what I mean? And with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, guys. Class dismissed.